open up our file. We're going to create this top spar mount. Let's turn the last two off to top. Let's create new sketch. Let's select the top plane, left click on the circle, hover on the center point of that plane. So hover on the center point of the plane, left click, drag that out. Hit escape, left click again. And let's go up here to the dimension tool, left click on the outer part of that circle. Let's do 1 inch. And let's close that sketch out. Let's go back to front plane. Let's create a new sketch. Select our left click front plane, left click on the line tool, hover on the center of the plane, left click, draw that out, left click again, draw out the angle, left click, and hit escape. Let's go up here to the sketch fillet tool, left click on that, left click on this line, left click on that line, the second line. Let's draw that out a little bit so that we can see it. It's almost too far. Let's left click on that and go 0.5. There we go. Left click on the dimension tool, left click on this line, left click on that one. Let's drag that out. Now that's a 140-degree angle. We need 110. I can drag that out so that we can see that's what we're referring to. Sweep, left click on the outside of that circle. We want to make sure it says solid, new. It's asking us for the faces to sketch. We're going to select the outer part of that circle. So it asks for the faces to sketch. We select the outer part of that circle. So face of sketch 1. This turns red. Swept path. Left click on that. We'll select the first segment of the bend, second segment, and the third. Select the hollow tool, left click, come down, select the first part of that circle. We'll select this circle. Back into sketch 2, left click on that. I forgot to change the length of those segments. So we're going to go front view. We're going to go to the dimension tool. We're going to left click on that. We're going to drag that out. Let's go 1.75 here. So we're going to lose some distance because of this bend here. Let's go 1.75 here. There we go. Now we can close that out and it automatically adjusts our part. So now we've got to create what that's going to fit into. So let's turn that part off for now. We're going to go create a new sketch, front plane. We're going to go over to the rectangle tool and we're going to hover over the center, left click and draw that out. Left click again, hit escape. All right, we're going to go up here to the dimension tool. We're going to left click on that and we're going to go 2.75. We're going to come over to this one, left click and go 2 inches. Good. Now we're going to close that sketch out. See it? I don't think I used this view last time until after I completed the part. So let's go left click, extrude. We're going to go solid, new, blind. It's asking us the face we want to sketch. We left click on that. And you can see it's going in this direction. So we want to make sure solid, new, face of sketch 3. That's good. So let's go to top view. We're going to create a new sketch. We're going to keep this part on because we need it as a reference. We're going to go top view. We're going to select the center point circle. We're going to come down, we're going to find the center of that. We're going to drag this over. We're going to left click and draw that out. We're going to come over and find the center point of that by hovering. We're going to drag over here to the side. Again, left click and draw that one out. All right, we're going to hit escape. Let's go to the dimension tool. Let's left click on these and size those. 0.53. There we go. And let's do the same thing here. 0.53. Now we'll want to make these an equal distance from the side. So left click on the circle, left click on one of the on this side here. Let me undo that. So dimension tool, left click on the side of the circle, highlight the edge here, drag that out, and let's go 0.25. Same thing, opposite side, we still have the dimension tool activated, left click on the side, and 0.25. That gives us the dimensions distance apart. So let's left click on that and just find out how far apart are those. So that's good enough, because we're going to need another hole that goes through the center here. Before we do that, let's put the other part in place. Let's close that sketch out. We need to extrude, left click, solid new, faces to sketch, or faces to extrude. Left click on both of those. So face of sketch 4, we need new, we need remove, and we want to go through all. There we go. And then we'll hit the check mark and let's look at that. Yeah, so that went through. Create a new sketch and select front plane. Let's go center point circle, left click. Let's come over to the center. Let's drag this down until we find the center of that. Let's go out right around here. Left click. Let's draw that out. Left click again, hit escape. Let's go ahead and get our dimension tool. We'll get this thing in place. That needs to be 0.76. A little bit larger than 3/4 of an inch. I want this center of this circle and there. I want it to be oops, let me change that. 1.375. That should be the halfway point between 2.75. All right, good. That is perfect. Now, this one's 2, so I want to go from here to that line, and that should be 1 inch. Yeah, that should be the halfway point. Good. So we've got it halfway. From the top, let me hit enter. That's where we want it, so that it is an equal distance from here to here, from there to there, and from over here. And then it's 0.76 around. Let's close that sketch out. So we got that one. We don't have to worry about those interfering. Or turn on this other part. I want to look at it real quick. So we're going to move this without doing a lot of rotation. We're going to move it just right here. So I want to center it up over that hole. So let's go top view. Let's go transform. It's asking us what we want to move. Left click on that. Let's go down here and go to X, Y, and Z. All right, so that's going to allow us to move that over. Let's center that up. Good, that looks good. And let's scroll that over because I want those holes to match up so that we can slide down part of the way. So I'm going to roll over here real quick so that I can see it from another angle and make sure that those holes are matching up. So that's our bottom view. Just going to move that over. All right. So those two are there. Let's go to front view. Let's bring that down. I wouldn't mind that actually merging because I don't want the pop to come too far out here. Now let's look at that. Yes, I think that's going to work. Okay, So let's go back to top view. Let's look at that. That looks good. Let's close that transform out. We're going to have to do one more. Click on transform. We're going to rotate this part. And we do want it to rotate by 30 degrees. We've got to find the axis we want to rotate it by. So let's left click on this axis mark. Actually, it's asking us, all right, what do we want to rotate? We want to rotate this one. Part 14, we need to rotate it by an axis. Let's see if it's this one. Yes, perfect. And that went by 30 degrees. Let's close that out. Good. That's exactly what we want. So let's merge those parts. So we're going to left click here, right click again, and then we'll hit bouillon. Merge those parts. Let's see if we can do it from here. Since it's still a part, it's still a sketch in there. Let's just see if we can pull this off without having to go backwards. Let's go to extrude, solid new, click on this surface here. So face of sketch 5. We want to remove, right? And we want it to go through all. There we go. And let's look at that. That did not go the direction we wanted. Let's see if we can change that and look. Yes. Perfect. So we just had to change that direction. Good. Let's close that out. Left click on the mirror. We want a new part. We'll probably have to change that. Entities to mirror. So we're going to go part 14, mirror plane. This one right here. There, created, but we want a new part, not add. So go new part from that. Left click, close out mirror. Let's go back to transform. And we want to move this one. And we want to go X, Y, and Z. Let's just move it over to this other side so that we can see that those are going at the angle we want. Close that out. Let's look at those. So we've got two parts here. I'm going to rename this one part 15. Top spar and harness connection. Right click on the first one, the part 14. Right click on that. Let's go edit appearance. And let's go light blue. There we go. Close that out. There, and it changed both part. Just to show you, I won't make you watch it all. So this will be top spar and harness connection. And I'm going to do that for each one of the sketches. Let's go ahead and export these parts. Let's go export part 14. Let's do the same thing over here. Right click, export part 15. We'll get those imported in, and part 14 we'll just go ahead and bring both in at the same time. Two more of those T connections, and that'll provide support to the other side. Let's go preview. It didn't suggest that we have supports. Let me see if I have those turned on. Nope, we don't have supports. So now we can go up here and print to our printer.